The authorship of Shakespeare's plays. The controversy surrounding the question of authorship of Shakespeare's literary works examines who could be the uncredited author of the famous plays and sonnets. Introduction. There is controversy surrounding the authorship of Shakespeare's literary works. People are unsure that Shakespeare is the true author of the works he is given credit for. The only remaining information about the life of Shakespeare is that he was married to Anne Hathaway and had 3 children. Many propose the theory that Shakespeare was only an actor who performed the works he was given credit for writing. This image is a depiction of William Shakespeare of Stratford. Remaining information about Shakespeare's life. There is little information remaining about the life of Shakespeare. All of his close family were illiterate, including the 3 children he had with Anne Hathaway. Many doubt that he was an author due to the fact that his children had no education. There is no formal evidence that Shakespeare attended school or had any college education. The common knowledge remaining about Shakespeare doesn't include any proof that he ever traveled outside of England. Many of his plays are set in different locations, such as Denmark and Italy. Many doubt that he is the true author because there is no proof that William Shakespeare ever traveled to any of the locations his plays are set in. Some of the only existing information about Shakespeare is that his name was on the deed of the Global Theatre where his plays were performed. This image shows the Global Theatre in London, England, where the Lord Chamberlain's men performed plays. Speculations about authorship of Shakespeare's plays. Many believe that William Shakespeare was a pen name used by a different author. Some of Shakespeare's writings were controversial, including writings talking down on the English Parliament. Edward de Vere was a well-educated man who wrote poetry, plays, and acted at the same time as Shakespeare did. The form of de Vere's and Shakespeare's sonnets are very similar, leading to speculation that de Vere could be the true author. Francis Bacon is also a potential author of Shakespeare's works. Many believe that Bacon wrote Shakespeare's works in a secret code, and when that code is deciphered, it reveals Bacon to be the true author. All of the remaining signatures made by William Shakespeare are different, leading many to believe that he had aid in writing his plays from other authors. The signatures on his last will and testament differ in spelling. This is an image of Edward de Vere. This is an image depicting the remaining signatures made by William Shakespeare, showing the difference in spelling and handwriting in all of them. Evidence that Shakespeare is the author of his plays. The evidence supporting Shakespeare to be the true author of his plays includes the fact that his name was published on his literary works. It was not uncommon at that time for an author's name to not be published on their writings. Shakespeare also made a large sum of money, making it so he was able to retire with multiple houses and properties. More supporting evidence that Shakespeare was the author is the fact that Henry Condell and John Hemmings published Shakespeare's folio of sonnets after he died, and stated that this was to keep the memory of so worthy a friend and fellow alive, as was our Shakespeare, by humble offer of his plays. This evidence supports Shakespeare being the author of the works he is credited for. This is an image of the folio of Shakespeare's sonnets. Conclusion. Though many doubt that Shakespeare is the real author of his literary works, there is not enough information remaining about his life to determine if he was in fact the real literary genius. There are many theories that William Shakespeare is a pseudonym of another author due to the controversial writings he produced. Without formal evidence, Shakespeare cannot be proven or disproven as the author of his plays. This is an image of Shakespeare's play Richard II, which is known for being politically controversial. This shows the sites that I used for photographs and information for this presentation.